tutorial, I will show you how to set up the Pyspark and also Graphframe with Pycharm Community Edition, and also submitting your Spark applications to a locally running the Spark cluster. Okay, right? So there is a limitation with the Pycharm Community Edition, but it's a free version. Okay, right? And the paid versions have you can submit your Spark the Python Spark application to a cluster, whether local or remote. Okay, right? But the Pycharm Community Edition, the free versions, does not have a feature to submit your application to a remote cluster. So assuming you already have downloaded and installed the Pycharm Community Edition, so let's get started. So clicking starting the Pycharm. Right, and then just simply create a new project, clicking on the new project. So the important part is you need to specify what is your Python interpreters, okay, right? And then for me, I use the Anaconda, so the Conda, okay, right? And then because I already have Anaconda installed, so this particular project, so it's currently creating as a Python projects and Python projects, and this particular project is going to using whatever the Python 3 versions you want to use, okay, right? And then you can simply clicking on whatever the version you want to use. I currently set up just by default is a 3.9. So for this demo, just simply using the default one, 3.9, okay, right? And by default, it will create a main.py, which is a simple script or display is kind of hello world, but it's a high Pycharm. So script, so therefore ready to run. So you're supposed to add in your code into the script, or you can, if you don't like, you can create a new one. Okay, right? So just why not just leveraging let it to create a startup script for me, and then let's add up the code inside. So clicking create. So right now it's just creating a virtual the conda environment for this specific project. So every project you can create your own environment, or you can use an existing one if you want. Now project is ready, and that includes a main.py, and then you have this startup script, and then very simple, you can run it. It will display high Pycharm. Okay, right? So therefore it works. So in order for you to write a Spark code, you need to import a package called the module called Pyspark. Okay, right? So you can say import Pyspark. Okay, right? And then it will scan. Sometimes it will tell you this Pyspark is not ready, not available, so no such module error. You really need to set up install the Pyspark environment for this project. Okay, right? So it will currently still scanning the package. So eventually it will tell me this Pyspark there's no such module called Pyspark in this project folder. Okay. So now I'm going to install the Pyspark module. So in order to import successfully, to install the Pyspark module in the Pycharm, very simple. There are two ways to do that. Clicking on the setting, okay, right? This gear, and then clicking on the preference. So this is a Mac, okay, right? In Windows, you will see probably called settings, okay, right? And then inside, you are looking for the Python project, okay, right? And Python project. So therefore, there's a Pyspark is not inside. So therefore, under the Python interpreter, you don't see a Pyspark inside. So you can just simply clicking plus sign, and then clicking all right, just enter Pyspark. Press enter key. It will eventually find it. okay, right? And you will see that Pyspark. Then clicking install package. So it will take a couple minutes to install the Pyspark package. So currently installing. It will take 2 to 3 minutes, depending upon the. So you know this is a busy indexing, okay, right? It's still busy indexing the Pyspark. So while it's installing, so therefore it says Pyspark install successfully, right? So therefore, then I'm done. Go to close it and close it. So this import statement should succeed. Still indexing, okay, right? But if you run it, so you will not give you error. It will not give you errors that says there is no such module error. Okay, right? So next one, I want to import graph. Assuming I want to write uh, the graph computing application using the Graphframe modules, okay, right? And the Graphframe module, same thing, is it will give you an error. That Graphframe, no such module. So therefore, you need to install the Graphframe. But installing Graphframe is a little bit different from installing Pyspark, okay, right? So now let's switch over to the web browser. Okay, right? So therefore, in Google, you just say, look for search Graphframes download. Okay, right? And then you will see the one of them appear in the search page is spark-package.org. So making sure is you don't need to, the others are, we're talking about just downloading directly from Spark package. Okay, right? So therefore, from the site spark-packages.org, and then clicking the download page, the Graphframe. Okay, so inside the Graphframe, the download page, right? And then you need to looking for the jar file to download. Okay, right. So I'm looking for the latest version. So the latest and greatest version is 0.81 Spark 3.0 dash Scala S means Scala 2.12. Okay, right. So then just simply clicking on this jar. So it will download by clicking on it. It will download to your download folder. I don't have to because I already downloaded. Okay, right? I already have a Graphframe downloaded. Okay, right? So therefore, it's already sitting inside the download folder. So therefore, I go to open the terminal. So currently, it's inside my home folder. Okay, right? It's inside my home folder. So if I say ls downloads, and I will see the Graphframe jar file is already inside. So therefore, I just copy this long file name into clipboard. Okay, right? So therefore, a jar file is like a tarball. So you can using the variable instead of tar, you have say jar jar dash xf. You don't want the v. V was is showing up all the verbose. So therefore, you just say xf. And then clicking the edit, clicking the paste. Okay. So this will extract the Graphframe, the Python package from the jar file. This jar file also has a Java and a Scala package called org.graphframe. The Python package, press the enter key, it will extract. So it asks me to confirm. So I'm clicking OK. So therefore, it's downloading a graph frame inside the extract the graph frame inside. So therefore, I should see graph frame inside. So cool. So therefore, there is a graph frame folder inside my home directory. Okay, right inside my home directory. So I can say ls. So you notice this home, the graph frame folder is really has a structure of importable Python modules. Okay, right? Importable Python module. So now going back to the Pycharm. Okay, right? So before, so right now it still says this graph frame has an error because no such modules. Okay, right? So therefore I need to open a terminal. So terminal inside the Pycharm, it takes me directly to the project folder. So if I do a ls, it has a main folder inside. Currently, under this folder, there's only one. What I need to do is I also do a ls, my home directory, right? My home directory, I should see there is a graph frame inside, right? Graph frame folder. So what I need to do here is, all I really need to do is do a ln, create a symbolic, the soft link, okay, right? And pointing to my home folder, graph frame folder, okay, right? And then the name of the link is also called graph frames, okay, right? And then if I press the enter key, and then I should see there is two items here, graph frames, right? Which is the pointer, the link pointing to the graph frame folder, which is an importable Python module plus my main.py. You don't see here, you're clicking here, it will update. So therefore, you will see there is a folder inside graph frame, but really it's a link pointing to the graph frame folder inside my home directory. Okay, so now I will be able to import, and then there will be no more error. Okay, right? And then I can say in from graph frames import start. So therefore, it will be able to import every class, every element. Okay, right? From these modules. Okay, right? So so therefore, all these three imports should succeed, because if I run it, it will show me the Pycharm. So therefore, all these three imports succeed. So now I'm ready to write a Spark code with the Pyspark, and the graph computing code with the Pyspark SQL, and data frame with the graph frame class. Okay, right? So now in order to submit the code, you need to have a running Spark cluster. This, like I said, this is Pycharm Community Edition does not have a feature allowing you to submit directly to a Spark cluster, it's a remote cluster, right? So therefore, in order to submit your code, you need to have a locally running the Spark cluster running. A Spark, basically, you need to have a Spark folder to tell them where your Spark, so where you can submit the code, okay? Right? So in these cases, next, I will show you how to set up locally the Spark cluster and then run the Python code inside the Pycharm Community Editions. Okay. In order for the Pycharm Community Editions to be able to run the software stack of the Spark locally on the same machine. So let's download the Spark code onto this Mac. So just Google it, Spark download. It will take you to spark.apache.org, and then just clicking on the Spark. Okay, right? And then I could just download the latest one, but the thing is, I have the Hadoop 2.7, so I would like to using the Spark. So I work with the Hadoop. You could download Pycharm Community version to work in order to run the code, run the Pyspark code in Pycharm. Okay, right? So you can either download the Spark 3.12, 3.2, or I just choosing to download a archived version. So let's see, Spark archived version. and then look for I would like to using the Spark 3.0.1, okay, right, and the Spark 3.0.1, and then looking for the Spark 3.0.1 with a Hadoop 2.7. So you can just simply click on it, so it will download to my download folder. Okay, so it is still being downloaded. Okay, done download. So now you know this is download to a tar file, okay, right? And Spark 3.0.1 being Hadoop 2.7.tar is inside the download folder. So now let's go open the terminal. That is my home directory. So if I look into ls, then I should see Spark 3.0.1, okay, right? And then same thing, I'm going to copy this file from the download folder into the clipboard, and then I will just simply move this file, paste it, okay, right, and move this file to here. Okay, so just move this tar file to my home dir. So now I have this file in my home dir. Okay, right, it's a tar file, so therefore it's a tarball. Just say tar.xf. Just paste it. Okay, right, and then it will unpack the Spark. So now I should have a folder called Spark.3.01, right? Spark.3.01, where it is. Okay, right here. Okay, right? So now I need to move. I originally have a Spark. Okay, so now I need to just simply create a symbolic link called Spark, pointing to this folder. Okay, right? So destination is right here. Okay, and just call Spark. So now I have a soft link called Spark, and pointing to Spark-3.01-being.hadoop 2.7. If I do a, so now I have a Spark. Okay, right? So now the next one is I need to define a variable. So this is the Spark. So Spark home will be the Spark home. Okay, right? So now I need to define a environment variable that pointing to the Spark folder, Spark home. Okay, right? And that one is called Spark home. Okay, Spark underscore home. Okay, right? So now I need to do a vi. Oops. See. .z profile. Okay, so by the way, this Mac OS is a Big Sur, so the default shell is the ZSH, not Bash. Okay, right, and then it said I actually already have defined and installed the Spark on this machine. So therefore, you notice inside the Z profile, is .z profile is Spark home is defined as the Spark and the Spark. So this is wrong. So it should be Spark. okay, right? Spark. So home folder, Spark. And then also export path and then concatenate with the spark underscore home / bin. Okay, right? So now I have this. All right. So now I have the source dot z profile. Okay. So now I have echo spark home. That will be the spark. Okay, right? And the spark, which is this is actually a symbolic link pointing to the folder I just unpacked it from the table, which is the Spark software. Okay, right? So inside is the Spark home. Okay, right? Inside is a Spark home. So now the next step is I have to exit the Pycharm and re-enter the Pycharm. Quit the Pycharm. Okay. Then re-enter the Pycharm. Okay, so now I'm ready to actually try to write a demo, the Pyspark code and run it within the Pycharm. Okay. So one more step we need to do before we can run the Pyspark code and run on top of the Spark software. So which is we need to install a module, Python module called Pyspark. So that module is going to find out where the Spark home is. So it is simply by looking for the environment variable called Spark underscore home. So the Spark underscore home pointing to the Spark home. So therefore, we need to install the module called find the Spark. pip install and just open a terminal. So it go inside the project, the Python project folder, and then inside you run pip install find the Spark. Done. Okay, so now we're now ready to run the Pyspark code. Set up the Apache Spark, the software stack, and also after have the install the find Spark module, which finds the Spark underscore home environment variable. So therefore, which pointing to the Spark home. Okay, right? So now I'm ready to run the Pyspark code that inside the Pycharm Community Edition, and which will run on the top of the Spark software stack pointed to by environment variable Spark underscore home. Okay, right? So the entry point obviously here is if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equal to underscore main underscore, right? So the very first you need to import the find Spark and then execute the method init. So find Spark is the class. So the find Spark dot init, it will find where the Spark home is. Okay, right? And then followed by, this is the very first statement you need to do before you can import the Pyspark, the Spark session. So therefore then from Pyspark.SQL, import Spark session, and Spark equal to, now you have creates Spark sessions. Okay, right? And Spark sessions, and equals to Spark session.builder.app name, and then I just put the SQL examples, and then the .master, and which is this Mac machines taking all CPUs, so that's a star, and config spark.sql.warehouse.dir, and /tmp, and then .get create. Okay, right? So therefore, I create a Spark session. Okay, right? And Spark session. So now, then I create two data frames. So V and E, right? So therefore, V stands for vertex, E stands for the edge because I want to create a graph computing the app. Okay, right? So V equal to Spark dot create data frame. So it creates a data frame that contains a 3 rows, first row, second row, third row, and a 3 column. This is the ID column, the name column, and the age column, right? And then I can show the content of the data frame V, so v.show, right? And then I create another data frame called E. E stands for edge, okay, right? So E equal to spark.create data frame, and then again, 3 rows, okay, right? And the first row and the second row, the source vertex basically is, right? And source ID and destination ID and their relationship, okay, right? The relationship. So therefore, 3 rows, 3 columns. So this is a source column, this is a DST column, and this is a relationship column, okay, right? So once I have a 2 data frame, V and E, then I'm ready to create a graph. Graph basically contains the vertex and the edge, okay, right? So before I can create a graph, so therefore I have to say from graph frame import star. So therefore all the classes, all the elements can be named directly. So therefore G equal to graph frame, which is a class, okay, right? And then take 2 arguments, the V data frame and the E data frame, okay, right? And then I could see the in degree basically shows you how many connections coming in, okay, right? So therefore, and then G dot in degrees dot show, so therefore it will show, so in degree is another data frame, so basic another data frame, and then show the contents of that data frame, so the number of the rows. So this is just a demo, okay, right? So this just a demo to show how to make the Pycharm Community Edition work with the Apache Spark, okay, right? So therefore, I run it. So this is only a warning. Okay, so this is the vertex table, and then here is the in degree table. Okay, right? It has 2 rows and 2 columns. So this concludes the setup of the Pycharm Community Edition and work with the Pyspark and the Graphframes. Thank you.